Hey guys. Something tells me that I did not start that as I started a lot of the other ones. I remember just looking at one of the videos to see how I formatted everything, just generally, and then I noticed that like in every single one of my videos I begin saying I think it's hello. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome not back. God, I'm so awkward. Anyways, I haven't been, I guess, in the best headspace this entire week, but hey, we're here now. It's time to talk about it. Time to just relax, wind down a little bit as much as you can. I can. Whatever. Oh my gosh, I really don't have a direction for this. I've been just doing a lot of school related things, and I've also been, I guess, just mentally trying to, I want to say better myself, but I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. Like, the situations in my life right now are really confusing me. I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but I feel like these are type of the hello. These are the types of things to just get solved by doing through experience, things where you have to, you can't just leave it up to your mind to solve all your problems. I was watching this video. I forgot who it was, but I think it was like Healthy Gamer. They're like a YouTube channel who just like, I think it's run by like a psychiatrist that just talks about different topics. And then I was listening to one about shame this morning on my commute. Well, this afternoon on my commute, and he was talking about how shame is like, it's something that's really good for you, but it's like, to be able to rationalize that good, you need to have good experiences to rationalize from. It's like gathering data, right? If you're gonna train yourself on something, you're gonna train, like a robot on something, you have to give it the best data possible. It's a data and data in the same sentence. Wow. But it has to be like of higher quality, right? And then in the case of our lives, if we don't go out there and we don't like push ourselves to face our problems, what kind of fucking data are we gonna get? Like, we're gonna get data from like the safe spot, from the path of the least resistance. And it's like, okay, if you want to live your life like that, then be my guest. Go use that as your like data. But that probably won't let you change that much from the initial problem to begin with. The fact that it is a problem, it's like, it's calling for you to change it a little bit, at least. I don't know. I I just, that kind of just stuck with me from my little commute this morning. And speaking about that commute this morning, I guess I should say that today I think I spent about 8 hours at school. It's like 6 to 8 hours on a Saturday when I had no classes. I had a friend there for like half of it, which is really nice. We were just doing work together. It was very enjoyable. I'm actually thinking of, I guess, reformatting. This is the word I'm looking for. Like, I'm kind of thinking of reimagining my social platforms, because I realized, like, okay, initially I wanted to keep my graphic design and my illustration ventures separate, but I I don't know if it would be a better thing just putting them together. I don't know. I just like, at least for a little bit, or at least incorporating more graphic design elements into my illustration, because it's like, I spend so much of my time doing like one or the other, so the other one gets like neglected and shit. And I don't want that to happen, especially since that has been happening already. And it's like, to make that change, it's like it's half of just trying to improve on the little things, trying to work on, I guess, what I deem necessary, what I deem important. But I feel like it's also a question about time, because I'm not fully in tune with myself. I know some quirks of my learning, but like I don't know everything. And I am going to have to account for that. I I can't just like wait till I know everything to begin doing things, because I won't ever know everything about myself. So there's no point in waiting like that. So I guess I don't know. It's just it's a little like paradox for me. I want to keep those two things separate, because to me graphic design is a lot more like business, like professional, than illustration. Even in terms of just my skill, like God, my illustrative skill, that will not get me anywhere. But training in graphic design definitely feels like something that's a little more up my alley, at least like conceptually, at least like verbally, at least from what I've experienced in like the 3 months I've been going to school. I don't know. I feel like if I went for illustration, I would be struggling my ass off. Like, illustration is something that I enjoy, but I am not at a higher level at all. Sometimes I just fail to intuit some things, fail to understand some things. It takes so much like mental effort, which is like that's expected, right? Because that's what's gonna happen when you try to take something seriously. But then I always find my mental efforts to be just be asking no questions whatsoever, and just instead focused on editing the smallest tiny little things. Oh my god, it's just with art, I think I built up so many, I guess, workflow stopping habits that it's been very hard for me to be consistently like up there in terms of my practice. Of course, I can't really say the same about the quality of my work, because God, when I look at it, ooh, I, I always go like, oh my God, I could do so much better. That's that's why I want to improve. But I digress. I'm now thinking about like different methods to study art, since I am going to be going on like a little month break soon, which is interesting. Like a month break from school, I mean. I might show some of my schoolwork actually on my socials. I'm not sure. I'm still kind of debating that. Anywho, my God, I keep getting distracted. All these little tangents are killing me. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, right. Okay, study methods. I I've looked at other people, and they've said, like at least on the internet, they've said like master studies are something that really helps you get an artist's like style. And I've been thinking of doing those, but not for the style, but for the technique. I genuinely don't know how that's gonna go, because I don't know, all the technique that I've been able to like internalize and apply, that has been just from like my rationalization with art. It's just been from like what I've like been thinking, and like how I think about going with different things. I don't know, like whenever I see like some other artists doing something, I always ask like, okay, why are they doing that? And because of that question, it makes me feel like, okay, with how I am now, I might get something technique related out of master studying from the artists that I look up to. I have a good handful of them, which I feel like would set a certain standard for myself. You know, I already hold myself up to them as like a standard, but I don't know, like I feel like that's not enough. Not enough to just hold myself up to them as a standard. You know, like I would need to not only hold myself up to them, but to also walk in their footsteps. But like I've tried master studying before and like I've learned jack all from that. I'm gonna be so completely honest. I've all the times I've done it before, I've just approached it in ways where like I wasn't able to internalize anything that actually stuck. It just felt like I was drawing something again from like observation. And like while that's cool and all, it's I don't need to pull out another person's art piece to do that. I don't need to look at someone else's interpretation to draw from observation. I can look at the things around me. Like, who cares, right? You're just looking at something and drawing. I just feel like there's some really inherent value to specifically drawing from another human being and learning, like, okay, what did they do? Or how did they go about doing this? And I want to harness that. Something I really, really want to do during my winter break. I also do want to continue working on, a little work in progress art piece. I did take like one day, a couple hours in that day to sit down and knock out a bit of it, but I don't know if doing that right now would be the best choice for myself and my school. And yeah, I don't know, like, I do think I can make time for it, like, in the day. Oh, I apologize, I'm tired. But I do feel like I can make time for it in the day. It's just like, on the off chance that one of my school assignments takes longer than I thought, which it usually does, then shit. I it's like the school assignments, they're still projects, but they have set due dates. My artwork related to stuff, they don't really have due dates, so I feel like I just like work on them. They're like projects I just keep working. I try to get them out ASAP, but there's none of that like instant cutoff. My bad for the noise. So I don't know, like I'm kind of at a crossroads with my art. With I guess this is what I'm trying to say. I'm really trying to balance, I guess, like the aspect with my graphic design aspect with the business aspect with the speed aspect with the technique. That's all things I want to start like working around this winter. Like I don't want to say thinking of because I've been thinking of them. But yeah, I guess those are my plans for the future. And I guess this is also where the video ends. So I hope you all have a good night. Bye bye.